अरे actually Rajesh, that's the last thing anyone should think of. Well, that's
Yeah.
थोड़ा वो
I
ज्यादा
think
risky
if
हो
you
गया. We are speaking of trading, investing. Sorry.
yeah, even in a month or two overall, whatever time I have invested, I have learned one thing. If you come with this thought process, money double तो नहीं होगा, half या उससे कम ही हो जाएगा. So
हाँ. मतलब जैसे राजेश, मैं तो सोचता हूँ मैं अनुपम आई कांट शेयर द स्क्रीन, एक बार वो एक्सेस देना. बट राजेश सर, मैं तो यही सोचता हूँ कि वी शुड बी इन अ लाइफ लॉन्ग परस्यूट
yeah,
या फिर लाइफ लॉन्ग परस्यूट टू नॉट मेक
yeah,
लॉसेस. जैसे मैं बताता हूँ कि जब मैंने इन्वेस्ट किया करना स्टार्ट किया तो आई इन्वेस्टेड इन अ कंपनी कॉल्ड दीवान हाउसिंग. और दीवान हाउसिंग मुझे सब कुछ सॉर्टेड लगा. मतलब मैंने काफी रिसर्च करा था. आई थॉट आई न्यू दिस फाइनेंसिंग इज द गेम. एंड फिर एक ही दिन में इट वेंट डाउन बाय 50-55%. मतलब क्या नुकसान हुआ था उस दिन. तो सिमिलरली मतलब मैंने एक कंपनी में इन्वेस्ट किया था, पेज
90
इंडस्ट्रीज. Sorry?
90
page हाँ.
DHFL is 90% down right now, I think.
सॉरी. हाँ हाँ, बट देखो सुमित, वहां पे मैंने ईगो नहीं रखा. एक बार अनुपम आप शेयर कर दो, शेयर स्क्रीन दे दो मुझे.
हाँ, एक सेकंड.
DFL काफी चढ़ गया यार पिछले 5 दिनों में.
हाँ बट सुमित, वहां पे ना मैंने ईगो नहीं रखा अपना. 50-55% गिरा, मैंने वहीं कट कर दिया.
सही.
और भी पैसे में लॉस हो सकते थे.
चिराग गो अहेड, आप शेयर कर सकते हैं.
फिर जैसे राजेश सर, एक और कंपनी है, मैंने पेज इंडस्ट्रीज, आप लोग ने सुना होगा, जॉकी जो
Yeah.
बनाती है ना.
Yeah.
एक्चुअली पेज इंडस्ट्रीज ना एक सुपर स्टॉक है. ये आप यहाँ तक देखोगे तो इट पीक टिल 35,000 आई थिंक. एंड मतलब जब मैं MBA कर रहा था तो वन ऑफ माय प्रोफेसर्स टोल्ड मी इट्स अ ग्रेट कंपनी. तब 4,000 का रेट था. एट दैट टाइम ही हैड शोन मी अ 2-year चार्ट. तो 2,000 से 4,000 हुआ. At every point I kept thinking I'm too late, should I buy. Eventually I bought here. 32,000 I think. It's 32,000, and then I enjoyed until 35 and then it fell to like really big numbers. Cool. So one second. Matlab, since this is a very like first time I'm discussing this topic, so I'm going to keep it very general and not go too much into company specific, unless everyone wants to discuss a few specific companies, and we can all discuss that. So hope it's fine.
Yeah.
So this is a small diagram that I really like for personal investing. बहुत पहले there was this book called Rich Dad Poor Dad. Has anyone heard of that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Cool. So उसमें ना they had he had just made a very simple personal income statement and balance sheet. So this is how certain people are. Income statement में job से salary आता है, सारे expenses pay कर देते हो on your liabilities. First you have actual expenses of your home, and then you have some liabilities like car loan, credit card debt, school loan, और वो सब pay कर करके you are living from salary to expenses. And the moment in life you are able to make some buffer, then you start paying off those liabilities, you start making some assets, and those assets then give you some dividend or interest or rental income. And then there's a loop that keeps going. So it's very important to understand where you are in your journey. Also know what your savings rate is. Matlab, more important than investing, in the first at least 10 years of investing, it makes more sense to focus on what you are saving. Because you can be a very great investor but not have a lot of money to invest. So savings rate को काफी ज़्यादा aggressively pursue करो. Understand your liabilities. So especially before anyone who wants to invest for the first time, They should have their life insurance, all their health insurances set up, any upcoming expenses that they have. Not take, मतलब when I was for instance getting married, तो मैंने उस time पे investing थोड़ा कम कर दिया था और कुछ महीनों की salary जोड़ ली थी. Then have a financial cover for all of it. And जितना भी difference है उसको फिर you can start thinking of investments. Even there, understand what your risk profile is. ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए कि you lose a lot of money and then you are falling back on certain liabilities of yours. So I think this is a classic case of, matlab everyone says ki one should always compound their investments over time, and this is one cartoon that I found कि how we think compounding works. So we think कि हर साल 15% मिलता रहेगा हमें, तो फर्स्ट ईयर में 15 हो जाएगा, नेक्स्ट ईयर में 15 हो जाएगा, नेक्स्ट ईयर में 15 हो जाएगा फॉर इंस्टेंस, बट इट कम्स इन लम्प्स. पहला कुछ टाइम में ज़्यादा लग सकता है टाइम, नेक्स्ट कुछ years में we can get earnings in a faster manner, but we also have to allow time to be our best friend and for compounding to work on its own. Let me know guys wherever you want me to stress a little more.
Yeah.
Could you explain CAGR a bit more? I mean, I know the meaning, but मतलब ऐसे डीप में कभी क्रक्स समझ नहीं आया उसका कि मतलब चमक गया एकदम से कि हाँ एग्जैक्टली ये होता है.
Percent CAGR is almost impossible in long term, don't you think?
Sumit, it's possible. Matlab, why would you say it's impossible?
Matlab, I have read that people say if you are getting 10, 11 or max 12, it's
no. Matlab, it's not like I'm promising 15. So, but 15%, for instance, मैं काफी simple example देता हूँ कि कुछ ना kindergarten kids थे US में, तो उनसे पूछा कि if you had your parents' money, where would you invest? तो उन्होंने सोचा we'll invest in a toy company, the biggest toy company, उसका नाम लिया. उन्होंने बोला Walmart because we go to Walmart every day. We'll invest in General Motors. उन्होंने 3-4 stocks बोले. Actually, across the next 10 years, whatever the kindergarten kids had said, that did compound at a very, very fast pace, much faster than fund managers. So anyone can be right. Fund manager can be wrong. Like really smart Ivy League fund managers can be wrong who do analysis all day, and kindergarten kids can be right. So you never know. Your stocks can do well, but you have to put in that conviction. Aryan, I'm sorry I missed your question.
Yeah, I wanted you to explain CAGR a bit, like थोड़ा simple fashion. Yeah.
Sure. So basically, let's say that there's an investment over 10 time periods. So Reliance ka stock started at 100 rupees in 2010, and in 2020 it became 300 rupees. So typically it became 10 times, 3 times in 10 years. But every year, how much did you earn on it? For that, what you'll do is you'll raise to the power 1 upon 10, which is the number of years. Okay. So you actually earn 11.6% every year. How did you earn that? अगर हर साल आप इस नंबर से ऐड करते रहोगे, so your Reliance का stock became 111 in the next year. Then it became 124 in the next year. Then, sorry, there's some mistake here.
इसका एक सिंपल तरीका भी होता है वैसे फॉर्मूले का, 2x या 3x का.
हाँ 2x का होता तो है. मैंने क्या गलती कर दी यहाँ पे?
So Chirag,
अच्छा
is it the yearly compounding interest we are getting like
हाँ हाँ, it's a
at the
yearly
end of?
compounded it sorry just give me a minute here इसमें आशीष आपको पता है क्या what mistake am I making here?
I think the number of rows are lesser than 10 in between these two numbers.
Oh yes
2010.
yes. हाँ clearly thank you Karuna.
No.
हाँ cool thank you
Next
Karuna.
one.
So clearly हाँ so 11.6% आप let us say at the end of 10 years आपको 11.6 पे आपका कैपिटल ग्रो हुआ तो 100 पे पहले 11.6 चढ़ा तो आपका 112 बन गया उस पे 11.6 चढ़ा तो हर साल थोड़ा थोड़ा इंक्रीज होता रहा आपका तो अगर इसका मैं ग्राफ बनाऊंगा तो यू विल सी अ स्ट्रेट लाइन कि that's how a straight line works.
Okay. This is basically average rate of interest that I got
Average rate of interest that grows every year
in a compounded fashion.
So this is how it grows every year.
A straight line, right?
But ऐसा भी हो सकता है कि to reach 300 it's not growing every year at the same pace.
Yeah.
तो हो सकता है बीच में कोई क्राइसिस आ गई हो रिलायंस के पास वो 90 चले गया हो वो 80 चला गया वो फिर से 100 क्रॉस करके सीधा 140 चले गया हो but you're still 155 down and कुछ करके it again reaches the 300 mark. So that graph will look slightly more different.
Okay, so basically CAGR is time specific. I mean the period we are calculating it for.
Yeah, it is time specific. It is compounded annual growth rate.
Got it.
अगर एक 10 year टाइम पीरियड के हिसाब से आपको एक एवरेज रेट चाहिए उसका तो इसका भी CAGR is 11.6 एंड इसका भी CAGR 11.6 बट लेट अस से आपने एक इन्वेस्टमेंट कर दी म्यूचुअल फंड में 2010 में और हर साल आप इन्वेस्ट करते करते यू आर रियलाइजिंग कि यार थर्ड ईयर तक तो इट डज नॉट मेक सेंस मैं FD में डाल देता हूँ बट फोर्थ ईयर फिफ्थ ईयर में यू एक्चुअली गेट दोस रिटर्न्स देन योर कंपाउंडेड इंटरेस्ट will look like this. It will go down, then it will sharply go up, then it will go down, then it will again go up. But the end points for both are the same.
Right. The journey is different.
So both are 300. As long as you have the conviction in the stocks, you have the conviction in what you thought, you should be able to get there.
Good. Got it. Thank you.
Cool. So that's actually how compounding works typically. Should we just move into more company specific nuances? Yeah. Do you want to discuss something else on investing? ठीक है. So this is something that so this is something that I've always followed. This is something that there's a person called Motilal Oswal. Unka ek there's a brokerage firm, and they do lots of analysis. Every year they publish a book. They publish a PDF called Wealth Creation Study for the last 5 years. So usme they always write that you need to do 3 or 4 things, and that can always make profits for you. That can always identify the right companies for you. Actually, when I think about it, in many ways, when we evaluate a company like Urban Clap, also this is what we look at it. This is how we look at it. There is quality, growth, longevity, and reasonable price. By quality, it usually means quality of the business and quality of the people who are running it, the promoters, the top management. So if it's a stable business, if it has a huge opportunity and it can keep growing, it basically has a high quality of margins. It has some competitive advantage. ऐसा नहीं हो कि someone else comes and takes their place. There is a competent team and they don't have too many liabilities on themselves, so they have healthy financials. In terms of growth, they keep pushing for growth. Now growth can come via 2-3 things. Growth can be, एक तो volume growth है कि आज डोमिनोज ने 100 पिज्जा डिलीवर किए तो कल 120 कर सकती है या नहीं कर सकती है. सेकंड, 120 तो कर सकती है, बट क्या वो 5% प्राइस भी इंक्रीज कर सकती है? सो प्राइस ग्रोथ. देन थर्ड इज मिक्स चेंज. सो पहले डोमिनोज ने सिर्फ अपने पिज्जा मेनिया सेल करना शुरू करा. इवेंचुअली चीज बर्स्ट. ओवर अ 5-year period, cheese burst was a higher portion of their sales. So they eventually changed the mix of their sales, of their earnings. Then comes operating leverage, and then comes financial leverage. Operating leverage, does anyone want to take a crack at it? What does it mean?
Margins?
No, not margins. Anyone else?
Operations.
Cost in logistics, and the tech preferred firms would have a lesser loss.
Exactly. Saurabh, that's completely. Actually, I left the question because we all have tech folks here. So this is what we are also doing in Urban Club. Matlab, at some point we can grow 2x by having lots of category managers. But then that's a lot of people in a lot of cities doing the same thing. Operating leverage means that as the company keeps growing, the amount of people or the amount of resources needed to grow the company are not growing at the same pace. So for instance, as the company becomes 5x, we will not hire 5x the amount of employees, or we will not have 5x amount of factories or the 5x amount of sales channels. Probably they will only grow at 1x or 1.5x. So by operating leverage, it means that there are certain like your business, for instance, let's say you are Domino's, and to achieve a growth in earnings, you are just opening up more and more stores. This means that all of your volume growth is coming from opening stores. But ideally, if you were able to leverage that store in order to sell more and more stuff, plus you are able to manage the same stores with lesser employees, lesser overhead costs. For instance, have the same finance team running it for 5 years, or have the same tech team, have the same app team, have the same customer service team, ensuring that it scales properly, then you achieve operating leverage and your costs go down on a unit basis. Similarly, yeah, go ahead.
Basically, the gist of what you said would be कि 1:1 का ratio नहीं होना चाहिए between your operation and growth.
Exactly.
So it can be lower, but not higher or equal.
The smaller it is, better. So a classic example is I think the classic example here would be asset management. So आप जब HDFC म्यूचुअल फंड में डालते हो पैसे, तो what happens typically? The money that you are putting into HDFC, the fund manager remains the same.
Yeah.
They actually don't require anyone more to run funds for themselves. So even when their sales goes up from 390 crores to 520 crores, their other expenses on employees will typically stay the same. Right. So from that perspective. Financial leverage, actually we can skip for today. Financial leverage is just कि आपने ज़्यादा debt ले लिया and debt बहुत ही सस्ते में मिल रहा था आपको, तो आपके earnings showed in a better manner. So for instance, when we have banks, and banks have a source of very low cost of capital, इसका मतलब है जैसे कोटक महिंद्रा बैंक है, so Kotak Mahindra Bank has more savings accounts than any other bank in India. So savings account में all of us earn 3 or 4% interest rate, so that becomes a cost of capital for the bank. If Kotak Mahindra Bank has crores and crores of rupees coming from 3 or 4% वाले जो they have to pay 3 or 4% interest, then they have our money that they can further give to lenders at 10%. So then they make that financial leverage of theirs. After that, we have price. Price is slightly more difficult to measure here, but price is the reasonable valuation relative to growth and quality of the business. This is very subjective. While quality of business is objective, या तो अच्छा है नहीं अच्छा है, and growth in earnings is objective, price becomes subjective and is sometimes best left to market forces. कि price जो भी चल रहा है, we have to respect whatever price is going on, if it is low or high. And but we have to always compare it against the quality and growth of earnings. And where quality and growth really give you that long-term advantage is longevity. Will the business be relevant 5 years, 10 years, 15 years down or not? So for instance, let's take the example of Marico. Marico 15 साल पहले भी hair oil बनाता था, Parachute and other types of hair oil. Even today it makes the same amount of hair oil. It is still relevant, even though tech firms have come, tech firms have gone, even though lots of advancements have been there in how people are styling their hair. But hair oil still continues to keep selling at the same rate, if not lower. At the same time, Marico has been able to increase its prices. Marico has been able to get more expensive hair oils in their mix. And Marico has been able to ensure they have a better sales outreach in areas every year by driving sales. So they have had their growth in earnings. And by stable business, they've had the promoter there for about 10-15 years. Then they have a sustainable edge, their raw materials are the cheapest, etc., etc. And Marico is one example of how they are still relevant despite being an oil business company for hair under lots of changing trends. Cool. Does anyone have questions on this?
I have one question, Chirag. Matlab, I never get the fundamental of why someone should buy a share when if there is no other person who will buy it in future. Matlab, you are getting my point.
Great point. So Sumit, I'll incorporate this in the next slide. Okay. We'll come to this point now. So Sumit, for you have to identify value triggers in the company. कि वैल्यू ट्रिगर्स क्या होंगे? उसका सेल्स हाई हो रहा है, वो सेल्स से प्रॉफिट बना रहा है, वो प्रॉफिट को कैश में कन्वर्ट कर सकता है, आगे जाके वो जो इन्वेस्टमेंट्स कर रहा है उसमें भी उसे कोई आरओआई मिलेगा, जो भी वो फैक्ट्री डाल रहा है, जो भी वो कैपिटल एक्सपेंडिचर कर रहा है, वो मेंटेनेंस तो नहीं है, वो ग्रोथ कैपिटल है, उसका ऑप्स लेवरेज तो नहीं होगा, मार्जिन तो नहीं होगा. यू हैव टू आइडेंटिफाई व्हिच आर द टॉप 2 or 3 वैल्यू ट्रिगर्स व्हिच विल इंश्योर दैट अगर ये कंपनी ने 5 साल में ये कर दिया, so it will unlock value in the company. It will make the company just seem better on this aspect of quality, growth or longevity.
Yeah.
Then identify them in a stacked order. कि जो सबसे ज्यादा रिटर्न, जो सबसे ज्यादा वैल्यू ट्रिगर इंपॉर्टेंट है. So for instance, if anyone's heard of Salesforce, उसका पता है प्रॉफिट मार्जिन कितना है? 2%. So ideally it is growing its revenue every year, but it is not able to increase its margins. If you were to think of a scenario where the management of Salesforce would increase their profit margins from 2% to merely 4%, this means they would have doubled their profits for every year. But if you feel that the management will take that step, they have those levers and will take that step, then you have found out something that no one else was able to find out, and hence that value trigger becomes the most important. In that you have to also perform some scenarios कि अच्छा मैंने सोचा कि economies of scale इतना से इतना होगा और volume इतने से इतने जाएगा, hence how will the company again look after my scenarios have played out. And then also look at the worst case scenarios. If the scenarios don't play out, then what will happen? So Sumit, to your point, it is easy to say that the market has priced everything, but the market usually prices everything according to the average expectations of everyone in the market. Or if there are some informed people and they start buying that stock, then the market prices according to the informed people in the market. It's priced everything except your opinion, which can be different from the market. जैसे I'll give you a classic example. जब मैंने पेज इंडस्ट्रीज में इन्वेस्ट किया तो उस टाइम पे मुझे समझ नहीं आता था इतना. I read the management reports, I read everything. I realized कि हाँ 20% year-on-year growth होता है पेज इंडस्ट्रीज का 2020 या 2025 तक. They have the license to sell jockey products in India and वो अच्छा ही कर रहे हैं, उनके पास everything is going well. But जो मेरी अंडरस्टैंडिंग थी और जो मार्केट की अंडरस्टैंडिंग थी वो सेम ही थी. मैंने कोई एक्स्ट्रा तो सोचा नहीं. तो जब मार्केट गिरा तो even I had to take that price. But let us say you were to look at Domino's. So a classic case of, let's jump to Domino's, which is Jubilant Foodworks. Now Jubilant Foodworks, this is the quarterly earnings for Jubilant Foodworks. So around 2012, 2013, they used to do 1400 crores of sales at an operating margin of 19-20%. Does everyone understand operating margins here? Basically, they used to spend 80 rupees and they used to eventually keep 17 or 18 rupees for their profits. And after that, they used to pay interest on taxes. They used to pay interest, they used to pay taxes. There was some amount of depreciation. And then they used to earn some profits. So until 2000, between 2012 and 2014, they were able to earn high operating margins and they were able to earn high profits. Sometime in 15-17 is when their margins started declining. Their expenses started going up. Even though their sales went up, their expenses also went up by a larger degree. तो अगर आप देखोगे, their sales became 1.5 times, their operating margins stayed flat, and they had a higher depreciation because they invested in their stores, and hence their profits fell to half despite being a more established brand in 2017. At that time, at 2017 around, their stock price was also struggling.
कॉलेज के आसपास चीज बस चालू किया था ना इन्होंने.
But Ashish, very important step happened in 2017 that no one saw. They changed their CEO. Simple.
Oh.
That CEO was not a sales CEO. He was an operating CEO. So in 2017, Prateek Pota from Pepsi came Pratik Pota had been a chief operating officer of Pepsi का कोई arm था इंडिया में, and he had done some really cool like operating like he had run ops very well. Imagine मतलब someone who comes in from a hardcore ops and he is told कि तुम बस business संभाल लो अब. He had very simple solutions. He said कि अगर हर स्टोर में 33 लोग हैं तो नेक्स्ट ईयर उस हर स्टोर में 32 लोग होंगे, एक एक जना कम करो. ऐसे कर करके he found efficiencies across and across. If you see, the sales growth has not been as high, but the profit growth, it's back at 500 crores. So it actually 5x'd on profits. The valuation trigger was not कि Pratik Pota would come in and set up more and more stores. He did not set up 5 times more stores. He did not make cheese burst 5 times more expensive. He just found those correct levers, and the moment वो एक या दो quarter में what he said he will do and what he did was established. That's when some smart folks started investing their money, and after whatever these numbers are, 600 rupees, it actually touched a high of
almost 5 lakh.
So this is a great example of, and it's also recovered since it's a very strong company. It's also recovered. Back in these times, Swiggy, Food Panda, all of them had started giving discounts. If you were a customer of Swiggy or Food Panda, you would realize कि you are only there for the discounts. The moment discounts end, you'll again get back to pizzas on Domino's, because Domino's always has a 30-minute delivery. That is something that kept Domino's at their. I would just make this point again. Domino's had sustainable advantage. They had their pizza boys. They had every location mapped properly, and they ensured कि 30 minutes में मिलता रहेगा order उनका. And they had long-term relevance. Swiggy आए या Food Panda आए, they will always be relevant. And then they had some of their operating leverages. Once they had all their stores, they did not need 2 times the manpower to man those stores or to ensure that they have better sales. So that's one classic case, Sumit, where the market may know everything about Jubilant FoodWorks, that is Domino's. But how you might just bet on the CEO changing things after looking at 1 or 2 quarters of his performance. So I think we should all restart because the meeting is ending.
Actually, my question was a little different as well. Matlab, one more thing into this, that on the share you get 2 things majorly. That is, one is dividend, other is the premium,
Sure.
which other people are willing to pay. So I just wanted to know what drives people to pay that premium. Let's say Jubilant FoodWorks is at 1700 right now. But you said reasonable price is around 1200. Okay. So what drives people to buy it at 1700? You can see a lot of volumes around 1700 as well. So
मतलब classic यार, I'll show DMart for that. ठीक है. DMart is the craziest stock. This is the craziest stock out there. उसका IPO हुआ 600 पे, and it has now touched like some 2400, 4 times in 2 years. So DMart, by the way, इसका जो founder है, owner है, he is the second richest person in India after just give me a moment. So he's the second richest person in India after Mr. Ambani. Now, what people are thinking that DMart will do every month, every quarter is, ये आप देख रहे हो sales growth हर quarter. He is basically delivering a 30% year-on-year growth every quarter on sales, while keeping operating margins almost at 9%. Like he is able to sell a Lay's packet of 10. Basically, he's able to buy a Lay's packet of 9 rupees and able to sell you at 10 rupees and ensure all of that money is actually saved. He's not spending it all on expenses, rent, etc. After that, people become euphoric. They say कि DMart founder can do anything. और वो एक थोड़े euphoric world में they come and they say even at 2400 it's a buy, even at 2300 it's a buy, even when it fell. After that also people started buying during COVID times.
Yeah.
Maybe this is not justified, but there are still people who think that if the market is pricing this 30% growth, I will price this at 35% growth and hence buy it. It's less than 1 minute left.
So let's restart. Kindly join.
Cool. Quite a few people join back.
Difficult question, Chirag.
Sorry?
Difficult question. यार एक चीज और मुझे लगी, मतलब जितना टाइम मैंने थोड़ा बहुत स्टॉक्स पे इन्वेस्ट किया, आई थिंक the scope is very limited in the Indian market. मतलब there are not a lot of stocks जिसमें आप ज़्यादा खेल सकते हो, right? It's more about कि मतलब US मार्केट अगर देखोगे ना, मतलब वहाँ पर इतने IPO अपॉर्चुनिटीज होती हैं और इतने सारी कंपनीज हैं जो कि मतलब जो अभी आपने ये सब मैप बताया था, राइट? सो इसके बेसिस पे देयर आर सो मेनी गुड कंपनीज, राइट? एंड बात करोगे आप टॉप 500 कंपनी, टॉप 100 कंपनीज लो, हर किसी की लिस्ट में टॉप 20 टॉप 30 कंपनीज वही होती है, ठीक है? और सब उसी के अंदर फिर ढूंढते हैं कि यार 10 कंपनी कौन सी उठा के इन्वेस्ट करो, और वो लगभग 70-80% सेम रहता है. तो ज़्यादा कुछ निकल के मतलब मुझे लगता है कि सब उसी पे खेलेंगे मोटा मोटा, मतलब ऐसा लगता है. इट्स वेरी डिफिकल्ट टू find you can say multi-bagger or something like that in the long term. Difficult.
Not really Ashish. मतलब I would say the less deep, मतलब US market is very deep. So let us say आपको अगर US के listed companies में भी tech firms ढूंढनी है तो वो मिल जाएंगी. इंडिया में tech investing तो कर नहीं सकते. हेलो.
या
हाँ. सो यूएस में आप कर सकते हो डेटाडॉग, जूम, इतनी सारी चीजें हैं जो एक्चुअली हमारे यहाँ काफी लोग यूज करते हैं. देयर एक्चुअली लिस्टेड कंपनीज वहाँ पे. आई एग्री, बट आशीष the lesser companies that are actively covered in India, there you have arbitrage. Basically there you have some mispricing possible. So again, one very classic case, there is a company called Jubilant Life Sciences, ठीक है?
आप अपनी फिटिंग के हिसाब से
उनको म्यूट कर एक बार.
मुझे को पता आप ये कीजिए.
बोलो चिराग.
So there's a company called Jubilant Life Sciences, ठीक है? It hit a high of 636 on 23rd Jan. Then it came crashing down to 250. And then it again went rising up to 700. Now it is only possible because the market is so wild, and if you were true to your instinct, you would have bought in this range also, you would have bought in the trough also, you would have bought in the peak also, if you really think that Jubilant Life Sciences can deliver. But for that, you need to know what Jubilant Life Sciences does, what they have done for 5 years. You have to read what their management speaks, what their management has done before they spoke, and you also have to understand all their products at a high level.
तो सबसे बेस्ट या सबसे सिंपल अप्रोच मुझे लगता है क्या हो सकती है कि जो आपका स्ट्रेंथ है ना, फॉर एग्जांपल हमारी स्ट्रेंथ टेक्नोलॉजी है, राइट? हम टेक्नोलॉजी समझ सकते हैं, मतलब क्या बना रहे हैं, और फॉर एग्जांपल सास में क्या चल रहा है या फिर कंज्यूमर टेक में. अगर हम उसके अंदर जाके देखते हैं और कुछ फिगर आउट करने की कोशिश करते हैं कि रेलेवेंट है, राइट, और इसके अंदर इन्वेस्ट किया जा सकता है, तो इंडिया में वो अपॉर्चुनिटी इतनी कम है मैं फॉर एग्जांपल SaaS कंपनी में इन्वेस्ट मुझे इसका सब कुछ समझ आ गया, अब ये लॉन्ग टर्म इन्वेस्टमेंट है या नहीं है वो फिगर आउट करके मैंने इन्वेस्ट करा है, उसकी अपॉर्चुनिटी है ही नहीं, राइट? मुश्किल से एक आधी कंपनी जाके निकलेगी जिसके ऊपर आप सोच सकते हो, और वो भी नॉट श्योर, मतलब या फिर
आशीष
हर कोई
थोड़ा सा तो you have to also, मतलब I agree कि you have to stay within the circle of your competence, but it cannot always happen कि you are in a niche company, you are in a niche place, ठीक है? This may not always, you may not always have companies in this niche space, so it's not like you will invest after 5 years.
Sure.
Since you're in tech or you're in tech enabled companies, what you can think of is which company will get aided by tech adoption in the next 5 years. Is it Reliance Jio? Like you've seen the entire, let's say, urban clap journey, you know people in Zomato, you know people who are on WhatsApp, or basically you know how people trend on like Khata Book, WhatsApp, ye wo. And then you say, हाँ यार, Reliance Jio can be the बाप of all companies because Khata Book से 10x better है और WhatsApp Pay से 10x better है. And then you take a stance कि हाँ, Reliance Jio is also my bet. So that is one approach you can take.
Aviator बोल रहा हूँ, Wayfarer ही अच्छा लग रहा है.
You can think of. I think this slide is also very important, Ashish. What you can control, what you cannot control. So Sumit, to your point also, you cannot really control the final price movements. But what you can think of is कि can you understand the risk? जैसे Sumit, you said IRCTC ज़्यादा price तो नहीं है. आप ये सोचो कि can IRCTC deliver 10 times more railway bookings in the next 10 years or not? अभी रेलवे टिकट्स लोग कैसे बाय करते हैं और कैसे बाय करते हैं? Now let's say you do a survey, you understand कि in only a few cities people actually buy online, rest everyone still goes to the counter to buy. Counter पे buying can have black price, this that, TC के साथ setting. They will also want to do some large shift towards online payments. So they might do a large shift towards IRCTC sometime in the future. IRCTC is the only one who does catering for trains. So you might feel that 10 years में उनका profits अगर 100 crore है तो 1000 crore बनेगा. At 1000 crore, maybe it can return money for you. At that point, you have to decide कि ठीक है, at 10 years, 1000 rupees, 1000 crores is the profit it will make. It can be valued at whatever 20 times PE. So 10 years from now, it is 20,000 crores. If it is today at 5,000 crores, it seems overvalued to you. You can do that math. कि 20,000 upon 5,000 means कि 4 times तो बन ही जाएगा मेरा capital 10 साल में, which is a great thing to have. And also Sumit, then your return expectations have to come in here. कि आपको पूरा IRCTC में मतलब बहुत ज़्यादा expectation है आपकी, या फिर आप expectation lower करके भी you would want to trudge along and see what's happening in IRCTC. So that's one. Ashish, to your point, you have to make basically like you have to understand risk. There might be a few tech companies in India also. जैसे आशीष आपने सुना होगा, there is Affle on digital marketing. There is InfoEdge, which has Naukri.com, and it has 30% of Zomato and 30% of Policybazaar. Then you have IRCTC, which is a tech play. Then you have, I think you have some more firms in tech. मुझे याद नहीं आ रहे. Does anyone else know tech firms in India that are listed?
मतलब गिने चुने हैं, वही है आप जो बोल रहे हो, InfoEdge वगैरह और ये सब याद आते हैं, और सारे तो बड़े-बड़े हैं, TCS and all those things.
Which L&T owned recently.
हाँ, L&T Technology Services, वो भी कुछ वो करते हैं.
उन्होंने एक और कंपनी ऑन करी है, 50% of the ownership they bought.
अच्छा. ठीक है, मतलब तो if you understand the risk there, then you can control मतलब how much you think in your mind it is valued at. जैसे आशीष, इंडिया में there are some things that are not there in other countries like US. जैसे इंडिया में एक आउटसोर्सिंग का एक अलग ही बूम है. आप बोलोगे कि चिराग 5 साल पहले था वो बूम, ठीक है, हर 5-10 साल में ना अलग आउटसोर्सिंग होती है। इंडिया ने स्टार्ट किया बीपीओ से, फिर आया केपीओ पे, फिर उसने इंजीनियरिंग को आउटसोर्सिंग करना शुरू करा। नाउ देयर आर एक्चुअली लैब्स, like big pharmaceutical companies have their own labs in India that are outsourced. Like one entire floor is given to Pfizer, one entire floor is given to Amgen, and India is now doing pharma outsourcing. India is now doing chemicals pe research pe outsourcing. It is manufacturing chemicals for outside pharma companies. It is making active ingredients for like other agrochemicals, etc. So you can see those trends. मतलब कि आउटसोर्सिंग इन अ वे इज टेक इनेबल्ड ना, कि किसी और कोई और देश में समवन रियली नोज कि आपके लैब में क्या चल रहा है. दैट्स सो मच ऑफ टेक इन्वॉल्वड देयर, एंड देन ऑन दोज बेसिस यू कैन कम अप विद इनसाइट्स. यू कैन से कि हाँ, I really feel कि this will play out like how TCS played out, and hence I'm going to put my money. For instance, there's this company called Syngene. This is actually a subsidiary of Biocon. This is into all types of contract research and manufacture for foreign pharma companies. Like the top 15 pharma companies are their customers. And if you see their sales, look at that. Within a 2-year period, they have doubled their sales. They have doubled their run rate of sales. For a listed firm, that's a fantastic growth. And then
profit
you
is
have to understand. Sorry, Sumit?
Operating profit increase is also very steady and high.
Yeah, operating profits and Sumit, what might happen is operating profits don't increase at the same pace. Let us say, then you have to also understand by reading their annual reports, etc. Are they using a certain amount of profits every year on projects that will deliver returns next year?
Okay.
जैसे मतलब let us say there are some pods in engineering and tech and product जो बहुत ही small चीजों पे अभी काम करते हैं, पर उनका रिजल्ट 2021 में आएगा, इसलिए वो उनको अभी फंडिंग मिल रही है काम करने के लिए. तो वैसे ही सिंजीन भी ये कर रहा होगा. You have to then identify. So my top links, and I'll share this with you, is go to company websites for management interviews, annual reports, PPTs, analyst transcripts, and that's how you'll identify the maximum of the company. Then go on other websites to see their rank, their metrics in comparison with other companies. You can then go for analysis from other crowdsourced places, other investors. Then go on Twitter and see what people are reading, people are speaking about them. Attend free webinars, recordings, see other PDFs. But the most important for you is, if you really want to do investing, is to have your own opinion. Don't go anyone else's opinion. That is the greatest joy. And don't look at more than 10 companies at any time. Look at 5 companies, look at 3 companies. But when you know those 3 companies in out, then you can make these bets. If you know Jubilant Life Sciences in and out, then you can make 2 times in a year, in a matter of a few months. I mean, I'm not saying this is situational investing, but I'm saying from a more like a 5-year perspective, you know that you can play out this journey properly, a 5-year journey of 2xing your returns. Or of course, as Rohit said. Rohit, actually, if you ask some kids in India, what will they invest in? What are the stocks they will say?
Toy companies.
मतलब I don't know, in India, which are the listed companies?
स्टॉक्स का तो पता नहीं, चॉकलेट्स तो जरूर बोल सकते हैं.
Sorry?
स्टॉक्स का नहीं पता, बट चॉकलेट्स तो जरूर बोल सकते हैं. चॉकलेट्स.
हाँ, मतलब आप ये देखो, आप चलो किड से, आशीष किड से शुरू कर लेते हैं, ठीक है? इंडिया में सबसे टॉप ब्रांड कौन सा है किड्स का? नेस्ले है ना? ये लो, नेस्ले का ईयर ऑन ईयर रिटर्न मतलब it is fantastic. Huggies कौन बनाता है बताओ? Huggies are made by Kimberly Clark, but Pampers I think India होता है.
पैम्पर इंडिया नहीं है, ये भी वही का ही है कोई कंपनी.
हाँ, Procter and Gamble. P&G Hygiene है ना एक कंपनी. Decent सुमित. एक सेकंड
स्क्रॉल करना थोड़ा ऊपर.
आप ये देखिए, they have also increased their sales, Ashish. And their operating margins are slightly lower now, but it is not bad, I would say.
Yeah.
Byju's is not listed, Shantanu, but एक कंपनी थी Educomp, आपको याद है?
Yeah.
Does anyone on this call remember Educomp?
Damn.
Educomp was the Byju's of the past. In 2009, it hit a 950, and then it fell within a few years to 35-36 rupees.
Now it's at 1.
And now it's a 46 crore company. Matlab, there are lots of companies like this. DLF. Back when Gurgaon had just started, तो सब euphoria था कि मतलब DLF has built Gurgaon. 2008 में they were valued at 1,000 rupees per share, which basically means कि they were valued at 6 times. So 2.4 lakh crore की कंपनी थी पहले. When DLF had started, मतलब its IPO, KP Singh was the second or third richest person in India. जैसे अभी DMart का founder है. एक और कंपनी Suzlon.
I have one example when I started ना PC Jewelers. उनका
Oh
कुछ
God, कौन है यार ये?
अरे मैं ही हूँ सुमित.
अरे यार, my God.
What I did was it fell for 50%. मतलब then I bought and the same day I sold it. I never.
Wow.
Oh God.
600
का भी खतरनाक.
कितने में खरीदा था?
मैंने खरीदा था 350 के अराउंड एंड फिर 450 पे बेच दिया था.
सही है, प्रॉफिट है.
Not bad. ठीक है. But यार मतलब PC ज्वेलर से याद आया, Titan is the only reason why Rakesh Jhunjhunwala has a brand in India.
Yeah.
राकेश झुनझुनवाला की जो नेट वर्थ है ना, उसका 80% टाइटन से आता है. Like he just made one smart bet in his life by buying Titan in the early 1990s, and that's all he's done. And he's done a little more also.
I think Tata.
Oppo, I'm not sure if it is
good.
Yeah, Tata companies, Sumit, are the worst. I was actually having a discussion with Ashish 1 month back.
अच्छा.
Tata में only 2 companies have done well, TCS and Titan. Other than that, everything is मतलब really taken a beating. Look at Tata Motors. Tata Motors hit a high of 550.
Yeah,
now they're at 100. 150.
Yeah, Tata Motors मुझे लगता है लेकिन अब बढ़ जाएगा because of the kind of cars they are manufacturing.
Ashish, asset heavy business में always know your risks. मतलब maybe it does well, maybe it does not. But there are some mega trends which are against you in asset heavy firms. So you have to take that with a pinch of salt. Reliance is one example जहाँ उन्होंने capital intensive के साथ मतलब they just hit the ball out of the park. मतलब वो जहाँ पे भी जाते हैं वो full चल जाते हैं. K3 जो बेसन है उसमें full चले गए. उन्होंने
Tata Consumers product.
यार Tata Consumer भी ठीक ठाक ही चल रहा है. I don't think it's doing that well. एक बस वो उनका टी बिजनेस है, but they've actually stock has performed well. That's a problem I have with the Tata company, Sumit. Look at their sales. It's not even delivered that high returns, except for this December month. If you looked at sales from like 10 quarters, it is really flat. Operating profits are flat. So
last 2 quarters में क्या हुआ जो एकदम ऐसे बढ़ गया?
I think they changed their business and brought it into Tata Consumer. ऐसा कुछ they कुछ तो इनका 1 second, I'll just see their
जो मैं आपको बता रहा था ना वो रिसर्च वाली फॉर्म थी, वो भी यही बोल रही थी टाटा कंज्यूमर पे अलग ही बुलिश हो रखी थी वो, मतलब कुछ तो करा है इन्होंने रिसेंटली.
Tata Consumers, मतलब Tata, I will just the reason Ashish I said na, man, I'll give an example of Uber and Urban Clap, ठीक है? जैसे Uber में ना it was employee run, but Urban Clap is promoter run. मतलब यहाँ पे the promoter is sitting all day and just saying FBC क्यों increase है? FBC is not even a business, like it's not even a revenue generating metric, but there is like 100 minds thinking of FBC, so or EBC or contact rates. So if it's a promoter driven company, the promoter has his name on the wall, then he will do whatever it takes. He'll be like, हाँ चलो, we have to improve it. For instance, I like a lot of banks. मतलब a lot of banks are great banks, they're doing very well. But for instance, Kotak Mahindra has a different level of being careful about their capital, about being aggressive at the right times, because Uday Kotak has his name on the wall. He has 10-15% of the company. Like he's the person who actually will be the most disadvantage if his company reduces in value or if he's removed. So which is why वो टाटा में वो वाली बात इसलिए आशीष आती नहीं है, सुमित आती नहीं है कि sometimes you have certain employees running the company and then it depends on them running it in a nice manner. So for
Chirag,
instance,
I have a question. So there are way too many stocks. Like how do you choose your portfolio? Like is it a sector that you target? Like you have to filter it somehow. How do you filter them?
So Saurabh, actually मेरे साथ तो इसलिए ऐसा हो गया था कि when I started तो मैंने 35-40 stocks start कर दिए थे, and then someone really scolded me and said तुम कर क्या रहे हो, तुम bottom 20 हटा दो जो तुम्हें पसंद नहीं हो, जो the time on which the most time it takes me to research those stocks. तो मैंने वहीं से ही 20 हटा दिए जो बिल्कुल ही ऐसे इंडस्ट्री में थे which I was not able to follow. तो मैंने फिर क्या किया कि I followed stocks to learn more about the industry and not the other way around. So I like the food industry a lot. At that time हम वैसे भी Uber में थे, Uber Eats start हो रहा था. We were following how on-demand delivery works. So at that time I studied Domino's, which is Jubilant Foodworks, Westlife Development, that is McDonald's in India, and Info Edge, which owns Zomato. So on food, I developed a very big point of view. कि in India, people are going to go from unorganized to organized. So एक mega trend आएगा where they will go for unorganized. All these 3 companies are giving food at a not at the highest price, but at a price which is affordable and which is aspirational. And these companies have some amount of operating leverage. So that's how I thought of these 3 companies and then I invested. तो मैंने ऐसे 3-4 अपने वो बना लिए 3-4 areas. So एक हो गया finance. So finance में I looked at Bajaj Finance, 1 or 2 companies else who are able to deploy capital in a way in which they can keep growing. Also they have some surplus which they can use when they are in a tight situation. तो ऐसे कर करके 2-3 और companies in different spaces वैसे सोचा मैंने.
Chirag, इसमें एक follow-up question है. So let's say कि so I figure out a sector, let's say painting sector. So I believe that in 10 years painting sector will do good. और उसमें मेरे को top 3 मिले, Asian Paints, Berger Paints और Nerolac.
Sure.
So what's your strategy in this? कि मैं इसमें से सबसे best pick करूँ, or I should divide my money in 3 and put in the.
So Hidanshu, I would always say go for your whatever you feel is the highest conviction. मतलब don't divide your money in 3. If you really feel Asian Paints will kick the ball out of the park, go for Asian Paints. But before you go for Asian Paints, don't just evaluate it as a paints company. Evaluate the business and the management in such a way that अगर आगे जाके paints becomes less relevant, can these founders still grow their sales? Can these founders still do something with the company? Like even if sales become less important, paints become less important, how can they drive growth again? Like think of those aspects. How Asian Paints is better than Berger Paints or Nerolac Paints. मतलब you'll have to think of those aspects कि उनका वो कहाँ से अपनी raw material procure करते हैं, कितना in house है, all those things. So उसके बाद मतलब don't look at it only as a paints company. अगर आप पेंट सोचोगे तो आपने तीनों में इन्वेस्ट कर दिया, ठीक है, तो आपको तीनों की एवरेज रिटर्न्स मिलेंगी. बट अगर आप स्पेसिफिकली एशियन पेंट्स देखोगे तो आप ये देखोगे मेगा ट्रेंड है पेंट्स, एंड देन आई हैव टू इवैल्यूएट दिस कंपनी फॉर हाउ दे वर्क, फॉर हाउ दे डिलीवर रिटर्न्स. So then you'll think in two aspects if you think of only company. So that's why I would always say कि मतलब either you want to look at an industry and then the company, or the company and then the structure, but always look at the company.
Got it.
So Asian Paints is one more example of how there are 3 or 4 founders and they've kept a large portion of their company to themselves, and then like over time they've really used so Ashish, Asian Paints was one of the first companies in India to have a computer. So you could see their visionary thinking from 1970s or 80s कि computerized चीजें होंगी. तो अब अगर आप देखोगे Asian Paints has their own provider app for bookings. जैसे Asian Paints में there are some provider, मतलब जैसे हमारे providers होते हैं, they also have providers who go and do some certain servicings. They actually have their own provider app today. Their provider app is very simple to look at, but फिर भी they've done effort there. That is one aspect of tech.
उन्होंने अपना सिस्टम काफी एडवांस बनाया है, ऐसी बात नहीं है, मतलब like they started advertising that as well on the TV. So
हाँ मतलब they had a provider app. I was shocked to see that.
और वो ऐसा नहीं है, मतलब they use proper machines. Like for example आपका पहले क्या होता था, like measure करने के लिए कुछ टेप्स लेके आते थे, ये सब चीज होती थी ना. अब कुछ नहीं है, मशीन होती है, वो आज जाके चलाते हैं, उनको पूरी मेजरमेंट मिल जाती है दीवार की.
मतलब मतलब जैसे हितांशु, you might want to see that कि Berger Paints और Nerolac के पास है या नहीं है, and then see कि अच्छा Asian Paints के पास ये सब चीजें हैं, so future growth is possible easier, ये वो.
So
ये फेवरेट स्टॉक्स में बजाज फाइनेंस किसका था?
बजाज फाइनेंस का मुझे लगता है क्या बोलूं, थोड़ा सा कंट्रोवर्शियल हो जाएगा.
यही है हमारे गैम्बलर सुमित.
अरे whenever it dips I buy.
नहीं मैं बता रहा हूं बजाज फाइनेंस.
सुमित आपने 1900 में बाय किया या नहीं किया?
मैंने 2000 पे किया है.
वाओ सुमित, you are the perfect example of someone who knows their risks and who is willing to मतलब go out there against the market. Very good. मतलब I don't know what will happen to Bajaj Finance, but you stood for yourself in that time.
Actually, there is a friend of mine who deals with banking companies. मतलब he manages portfolio for his organization. So his only area of interest is these companies. So he told me to buy SBI at 150, 160. He told me to buy Bajaj Finance around 2000. So he also invested around.
निकल गया तो.
Ashish, you left Bajaj Finance.
So मैं बता रहा था ना बजाज फाइनेंस कैसा है. मतलब बजाज फाइनेंस इज लाइक हॉट चिकन कॉलेज जिसको सब लोग देखते हैं, ठीक है. तो एवरी डे 5% जा रहा है, फिर 5% डाउन जा रहा है. तो मैंने थोड़ा सा कंट्रोवर्शियल सा था, तो मैंने लिया नहीं उसको. आई बॉट अनदर स्टॉक्स. आई थिंक इसके अंदर 2-3 स्टॉक्स थे. SBI कार्ड्स काफी अंडर वैल्यूड था, तो उसके ऊपर मैंने अच्छा निकाल लिया था. एंड रिलायंस आई परचेज्ड एट 897. तो
रिलायंस तो आशीष आप रहने दो,
उस पे आगे नहीं
आप
जाते
रहने
वो।
दो। आशीष, I told आशीष कि congrats आशीष, you have made so much money in Reliance. आशीष said नहीं चिराग, मैंने तो सेल्फी कर दिया उसको।
So that was my first stock investment.
Period, I think.
Huh?
Sorry Sumit.
March was golden period if you had money in your hand. मतलब
मार्च 23 को इन्वेस्ट किया था मैंने निफ्टी में मार्च 23 को इन्वेस्ट किया था जिस दिन मार्केट ऑल टाइम लो पे थी, एंड मैंने रिलायंस पे भी मार्च 23 को इन्वेस्ट किया था जब मार्केट ऑल टाइम लो पे थी। दो ही जगह ही करा था बस।
March 23 to 27 was a golden period.
या
यार मतलब सुमित, गोल्डन पीरियड्स आते रहेंगे, वो जिसके पास कन्विक्शन था उसी ने किया होगा उस टाइम पे। तो गोल्डन पीरियड तो आगे मतलब 10-15 बार ही आएंगे इन द नेक्स्ट like 3-4 years. You have to be prepared for those next 3-4 years का golden period.
Yeah, I mean you will have to test your मतलब वो bias
patience, conviction.
अब ले लेता हूँ ये ऊपर जा रहा है, but you will have to. What are the principles that you follow? मतलब those which cannot be. I mean you will never break and nothing can happen. मतलब you will not break those.
मतलब आए तो वो जो devious management होती है ना, मैनेजमेंट कुछ बोलती है कुछ और करती है, थोड़े ज्यादा कॉम्पनसेशन अपने ने ले लिया, अपने लोगों को डाल दिया कहीं पे, रिलेटेड पार्टीज को कर दिया। आई डोंट लाइक दोज थिंग्स। एंड मैनेजमेंट सो डिस्क्लोजर्स टाइम पे नहीं देती। जैसे कुछ मैनेजमेंट्स हैं वो डिस्क्लोजर बिल्कुल ही एंड में देते हैं वो, और फिर जब देते हैं टू लेट एंड देन दे स्टार्ट एक्सप्लेनिंग कि व्हाई दे हैड गिवन इट सो लेट। मतलब देन यू स्टार्ट डाउटिंग दोस मैनेजमेंट कि दिल में कोई खोट है। तो मैनेजमेंट क्वालिटी आई थिंक मैं ज्यादा वो देखता हूँ। उसके अलावा सुमित मैं ये भी देखता हूँ कि जैसे पी रेशियो का या कोई भी वैल्यूएशन मेट्रिक है, लेट अस से इफ दैट बिकम्स हाफ in the next 3-4 years, will the company's market value also become half or not? So by what I mean is, let us say DMart है, DMart is at 2400 rupees and tomorrow its valuation halves, मतलब जो P ratio से मिलता था वो आधा मिल गया. But in 4 years time, will their sales double or not? If their sales doubles and their profit doubles, at least it will be at 2400 after 4 years, and I will not have lost money. But for instance, there was Page Industries, जहाँ मैंने mistake करी. Page Industries में their valuation multiple was very crazy. It was 100x or something at 32,000. When their valuation multiple went down because people had lesser fancy for the stock, also stock markets were slightly, more troubled waters. At that time, its valuation multiple went down, but their sales did not grow. Their sales also took a hit. And at that time, there was a double whammy and बहुत पैसे, मतलब lots of people lost money in Page Industries, for instance. So that's something I try avoiding. Like there should at least be sales growth in this company. And sales growth, the easiest thing to see is there a mega trend? Is there a mega trend that is going to influence this company's sales? And then second, is the management capable of riding on this mega trend? So for instance, the mega trend can be telecom, but हो सकता है Bharti Airtel rides it in a better manner than Reliance Jio in the next 10 years. So then Bharti Airtel becomes the stock to buy and not Reliance. Because you say कि अच्छा 10 साल से मेरे पास Airtel है, मेरे आसपास सबके पास Airtel है. Whenever I call Airtel, they have ensured very low customer service cost. They have ensured high service in every city and town I've gone. They can ride the wave. So मतलब that's how you have to think.
यार चिराग, एक क्वेश्चन. So like I was reading this book and there was a concept of like turnarounds, right? So what do you think, like Indian market में like I was searching for some of the turnarounds which can happen in the Indian market in next 10 years maybe, right? So I think two companies on which recently like much bigger and stable companies has invested is, one is Idea and another is Yes Bank, right? So and their stock is approximately like अगर आप यहाँ open करोगे approximately like 1/10 है अभी stock Yes Bank का, right? So do you think ये आगे जाके like it can be a good turnaround?
मतलब आशीष turnaround पे ना there has to be one or two things that have to be actually be stellar. So for instance, you have Ravneet Gill, okay, of Yes Bank. Like, can you? कहाँ है Ravneet? मतलब, do you like when you look at his articles or when you look at his interviews, is he saying the same thing in every interview? After 10 interviews, then give him 2 months. After 2 months, has he done what he said in the interview? Like, think of all those things. Like, can you really believe Ravneet Gill? You want to put your personal money for which you worked very hard. You spent day and night working in Urban Clap to earn money, and you're giving Ravneet Gill कि ये लो मेरे पैसे और इन पे return दो मुझे. Like, you have to answer this for yourself. Only either situations make a company turn around or people. But people is the main thing here. If you feel Ravneet Gill can do it, then go for him.
Ravneet अभी current CEO है क्या Yes Bank का?
हाँ, Ravneet Gill is the current CEO of Yes Bank.
Okay.
So मतलब जैसे my personal take on Ravneet Gill is कि he has not had very coherent messages in various interviews. There is still something shaky in Yes Bank which he is unable to accept. But like basically, for instance, I would say आपने किसी ने वो देखा था बजाज फाइनेंस का बजाज फाइनेंस का one second. Sumit, do you look at Bajaj Finance के financials also when they send all these investor reports, etc.? So look at this. Now, this is the amount of information they've put on their COVID preparation, Bajaj Finance. After that, there is something around moratorium. They've explained exactly how much money will be impacted due to the moratorium. जो loans को माफ किया है ना, इसमें they've made these provisions. They have detailed it in such a nice manner that you know कि when shit hits the ceiling, at least Bajaj Finance will tell you कि where have we faltered and how much is lost. हो सकता है at that time Ravneet Gill says कि ये तो होना ही था and doesn't disclose to you properly. But Bajaj Finance and their finance team, like, they spend lots and lots of days in preparing a 10-day material for you to understand कि कोविड के बाद जब लोग अपना लोन माफ नहीं करेंगे, बेसिकली जब लोग लोन नहीं देंगे हमें वापस, तो हमें कितने लॉसेस हो सकते हैं, वो अपफ्रंट बता दिया. Then you know कि which management you want to trust. So in turnarounds you have to also see which management to trust. Classic case, of course, that I spoke of earlier today was Prateek Pota joining Jubilant Foodworks. So no one could see it coming, but ठीक है, he did it. It's not like anyone could see it coming. Similarly,
your point is valid. I was looking at it from the point of view that SBI is directly the management of SBI is looking after Yes Bank now.
Ashish, SBI, there are people who are managing SBI. They are managing Yes Bank. SBI को कोई लेना देना नहीं है यार. SBI में कोई भी हो, अगर SBI में एक बंदा है, उसका नेम अगेंस्ट द वॉल नहीं है, उसका रेपुटेशन एट स्टेक नहीं है. He has nothing to lose if Yes Bank goes down. Yes Bank क्या है? 34,000 crore कंपनी है SBI के लिए. SBI is here to stay. 171,000 crores. SBI के और जो कंपनीज हैं SBI लाइफ is 77,000 crores, SBI cards is 61,000 crores. SBI को कोई लेना देना नहीं है यार.
यार पोटेंशियल की बात है ना. आई वुड लाइक टू डिबेट इट इन अ वे कि यार अभी 35,000 करोड़ की कंपनी है येस बैंक, राइट? और वो 10 से 15x डाउन है अपनी नॉर्मल वैल्यू से, राइट?
But that is also pump and dump ना. नहीं इतना जो pump and dump किया है एक साल के लिए.
अगर मैं कहूँ कि जो ये सब लॉसेस हुए थे, मैं कंपनी को